Good morning. Welcome to another As the Crow Flies adventure. Today's hike brings us to Winton Woods. This is our first time in the park on this series. We're going to tackle the Kingfisher Trail. You see here, it's one of the most popular hikes here in Winton Woods. The Kingfisher Trail follows along the east bank of the Kingfisher wetland. And it gets its name after this bird right here, the kingfisher. Pretty easy 1 mile trail. This is what they call a lollipop trail. You got the little stick on the end and then the loop up top. This looks like it goes right next to that wetland. Couple boardwalks along the way. Should be a pretty nice hike. Let's get going. You can see I got on my Cincinnati Bengals hat right here and my Joe Burrow jersey. Reason being, it's week 1, start of the season. Burrow just signed a massive contract. I don't know the number. I think it's $219 million, $55 million a year, which is just insane. I don't think any professional athlete should make that much money, but I digress. Good for Joey B, I guess. Now bring us a Super Bowl this year. It's a big, important year for the Bengals. Pretty much a Super Bowl or bust as far as I'm concerned. This, I believe, is my second time here at Winton Woods. I'm not as familiar with this place as some of the other parks we visited, like Miami Whitewater, Shawnee Lookout, etc. So there's a little element of surprise, kind of experiencing everything for the first time here. As far as the hiking goes, I don't think I've ever hiked any of the trails here. Like we reached one of the little bridge crossings. There are, I believe, 5 trails here that are on the hiker list that I have to complete. It's kind of deceiving because a lot of those trails add up to less than a mile long, and I'm not even sure where some of these trails are, so it's going to take me a minute to kind of get my bearings here, figure out where everything is. But this Kingfisher Trail is probably one of the longest outside of the Harbor Loop Trail around the lake. Here's some cool information here regarding sinkholes. Looks like this sinkhole resulted from a cave-in after limestone rock beneath the soil surface was dissolved by acid-bearing water. Similar process formed the Mammoth Cave system. You can see down here it looks like water just kind of works its way down, then permeates the limestone layer under the soil and eventually washes out, causing what is a sinkhole. And I believe the sinkhole that they're referring to is right over here on the other side of this fence. I don't know if you can tell from the camera. It's not too terribly deep, maybe 10 feet from what I can see. Starting to see lots of leaves fall. Heading into my favorite season of the year, fall, or autumn, as my son would correct me. Dad, it's autumn, it's not fall. It's definitely my favorite season. Love all the foliage, the leaves changing colors. just the crisp feel in the air. It's in the 60s this morning, so this is a nice, cool day to get this hike in, which I'm not complaining because we've had a stretch of days that are in the 90s, so I'll take a nice 60-degree day any morning. But it is a reminder that winter is upon us. It'll be here before you know it. Here's the boardwalk that the trail map was referring to. Again, really not necessary right now because there's really no water around us. All right, we've come to the proverbial fork in the road, and I don't know which way to go, to be honest. All right, I'm gonna go right here. Looks like there's a little way down here to get to the creek. Try to do this without falling. It's a pretty sizable creek bed right here. I'm sure under the right conditions, this thing is roaring. Yeah, there's trails everywhere. I don't really know which way to go. I think I'm gonna walk back up and go on this first part right here to the right. All right, we'll go from here. You know what? This may just meet up with the trail up here at some point along the way. Again, not super familiar with this park or any of the trails. This is my first time back here actually on the trails, so it's a little bit of an adventure. I like to know where I'm going and have everything kind of plotted out. So it's causing me a little anxiety, but you know, I'm not worried about getting lost or anything. I just want to do the trail the way it was intended to be hiked. We're actually kind of walking on dirt down here, which is good because the majority of this trail has been gravel. Very rocky. Really don't like hiking on gravel. Your footing is not as good. And all those little rocks kind of poke up and hit different areas of my arch or heel, and it's not fun. Yeah, I was not expecting to see a sizable creek like this here. So, it's pretty nice. Pleasantly surprised with this trail. If you notice across the creek too, there's another sign. I believe that is for another trail that's in Winton Woods, and that one is called the Great Oaks Trail. And that one is on the list as well. Probably won't do that one today because I think that is the last actual wooded trail here. I believe the rest are just kind of walking around Parkey's Farm and the Harbor Loop. So I want to save another nice scenic wooded trail for another video. But yeah, this is just gorgeous. Alright, believe I figured it out. Coming back around the left side of the loop. And that's where we just came from. I should say that's where we started when we came in. And we'll take this way back to the trailhead. As we're heading back towards the trailhead, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the Kingfisher trail. I didn't really have any expectations going in. Maybe just a little loop around the woods, but there's a bunch of areas that you can branch off the trail and get better views of the creek. You could probably fish down there. I don't know if they allow that, but if no one's looking, I'm sure you could. So now I guess we're gonna try to find one of these other smaller trails here and get another one done while we're up here. So stay tuned. All right, well, it took me long enough, but I found it. Here's the trailhead for the Woodlot trail. It's kind of nestled in behind this Parkey's farm over here, which I will come back for sure with the kids and do another video on that. It's not nearly as fun when you're by yourself, but there's a bunch of animals and all kinds of cool stuff that the kids would enjoy. You see a little patch of sunflowers right there. It's also an equestrian center. There's a lot of horses around here, but they're not allowed back on this trail. This is only for humans. So let's check this one out. See this sign here referencing the white-tailed deer. It's one of the more common deer you'll see around this area. They're everywhere out where I live. Matter of fact, there's so much that they have to hunt them to get the population under control. I got a feeling this trail is already 3/4 of the way over. I said it was 0.15 miles, so I knew it wasn't going to be anything too strenuous, but not gonna lie, it's a little shorter than I thought it was gonna be. We're almost done. These are a very common species of tree around the region I live in. They're called pawpaws, and they're very noticeable for their leaf shape. If you see right here, they almost have this teardrop style shape. And they do flower in the spring, purple and red, and they produce these fruits, which usually are available August through October. They look like bananas, and when they're green, they fall from the tree, and you can actually eat them. They are edible. They're very sweet. All right, and just like that, we've completed trails 17 and 18 in the hiking program. One step closer to becoming a master hiker. We're getting towards crunch time here at the end of the year. But like I said, a lot of these trails are real small, maybe even half a mile. Some of them aren't even really worth being put on the list, but they're on the list. And if they're on the list, I'm gonna do them. So that was it for, oh, I almost stepped in horse poop. All right, as we always do at the end of these videos, take a look at the hiking program and check off what we just completed. So right here, Winton Woods. I think I said there was 5. There's actually 6 trails here. So just on one visit today, we already knocked out 2. So I will go ahead and cross off the Kingfisher Trail. Today's actually the 10th. I don't know why I put 9/11. That would be tomorrow. And the Woodlot here. All right, so that makes 18 trails down. We are getting close. Couple more parks left, and I'll be a master hiker. All right, guys, well, that is it for today's hike here at Winton Woods, tackling the Kingfisher and Woodlot trails. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of stuff, feel free to leave a comment, give me a like, or hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.